Hello everyone, and welcome to the podcast. My name is Mark, and I'm very happy you are here with us today. In this podcast, we talk about everyday topics in simple English, so you can practice listening and improve step by step. Today, we are going to talk about something very important: how to organize your time better. Many people feel they don't have enough time. They feel busy all day, but at the end, they didn't do what they needed to do. So today, we have a special guest. Her name is Sophie, and she will give us practical tips that you can start using today. Hi Sophie, welcome to the podcast. Why is it important to organize our time?
Hi Mark, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm very happy to be here. Well, organizing your time is very important because time is one of the most valuable things we have. We can't get time back. Many people think they don't have time, but the real problem is not time. The problem is how they use it. For example, many people spend a lot of time on their phones. They check social media, watch videos, and suddenly, 2 or 3 hours are gone. Another common problem is procrastination. People say, I will do it later, but later never comes. So the first step is to understand how you use your time. One simple tip is to make a daily to-do list. You don't need something perfect. Just write what you need to do. For example, study English for 30 minutes. Do exercise. Finish homework. This helps you have a clear plan. Another important tip is to prioritize. Not all tasks are equally important. For example, studying for an exam is more important than watching a series. Also, it is very helpful to break big tasks into small parts. Big tasks feel difficult, but small tasks feel easier. For example, instead of saying, I will study English, you can say, today I learned 10 words. Tomorrow I practice pronunciation. This makes everything easier. And something very important is to rest. Many people think being productive means working all the time, but that is not true. When you rest, you have more energy and you work better.
That's very interesting, Sophie. I think many people believe that organizing time means doing more things, but actually, it means doing the right things. For example, before, I was busy all day, but I didn't feel productive. I was always doing something, but at the end of the day, I felt tired and a little frustrated because I didn't finish important tasks. When I started organizing my time, I understood that being busy is not the same as being productive. Being productive means focusing on what really matters. I also like what you said about breaking tasks into small parts. It really helps because big tasks can feel stressful. But when you divide them into smaller steps, it becomes easier to start and continue. For example, instead of saying, I need to finish a big project, I now say, today I will do just one part. And that makes a big difference. And I would add one more thing: avoiding distractions. Nowadays, it's very easy to lose focus, especially with phones and social media. Sometimes, we check our phones without even thinking about it. So now, when I work or study, I try to put my phone away or turn off notifications. This helps me stay focused for a longer time. I also try to create a quiet space where I can concentrate better. Even small changes like this can really improve how you use your time. In my experience, organizing your time is not about being perfect. It's about making better choices every day and using your time in a smarter way.
Yes, exactly, Mark. That's a great point. Today, we have many distractions: phones, social media, notifications. One useful tip is to create focus time. For example, you can study for 25 minutes without distractions and then rest for 5 minutes. Also, discipline is very important. You will not always feel motivated, but you need to be consistent. And something important, you don't need to be perfect. Many people stop because they can't do everything perfectly. But it's okay to go step by step. The important thing is to continue. Another thing I would like to add is the importance of planning your day the night before. When you wake up and you already know what you need to do, You don't waste time thinking or feeling confused. You just start. For example, before going to sleep, you can write 3 or 4 important tasks for the next day. This makes your day more organized and less stressful. Also, it's important to understand your energy levels. Not all hours of the day are the same. Some people feel more productive in the morning and others in the afternoon or at night. So, try to do your most important tasks when you have more energy. For example, if you feel more focused in the morning, use that time to study or work on something important. And leave easier tasks, like checking messages or emails, for later. Another helpful idea is to learn to say no. Sometimes we say yes to too many things, and then we don't have time for what really matters. It's okay to protect your time and focus on your priorities. Finally, I think it's important to be patient with yourself. Learning how to organize your time is a process. You will make mistakes, and that's okay. What really matters is that you keep trying, you keep learning, and you improve little by little every day. Because in the end, small changes in how you use your time can create big changes in your life.
That's very true, Sophie. I really like what you said. I think planning the night before is a very powerful habit. Personally, when I don't have a plan, I feel lost and I waste a lot of time thinking about what to do next. But when I write my tasks before going to sleep, the next day feels much easier and more organized. I just wake up and start, and that saves a lot of time and energy. I also found very interesting what you said about energy levels. In my case, I feel more productive in the morning. So now, I try to do my most important tasks early in the day. Before, I used to do easy things first, like checking my phone or social media, and then I didn't have enough energy for important work. But now I understand that the first hours of the day are very valuable. Another thing that really helped me is learning to say no. Before, I said yes to everything. I wanted to help everyone, but in the end, I didn't have time for my own goals. Now, I try to be more careful with my time. I choose what is really important for me. And like you said, being patient is very important. Sometimes we want fast results, but organizing your time is something you learn little by little. In my experience, even small changes, like writing a short to-do list or avoiding distractions for 1 hour, can make a big difference. So I think the key idea here is not to try to change everything at once, but to start with simple habits and improve step by step.
Thank you, Mark. I completely agree with you. I really like what you said about starting with small changes because many people feel overwhelmed when they think about organizing their time. They believe they need to change everything in one day, but that usually doesn't work. It can even create more stress and frustration. Instead, I think it's much better to start with simple habits and build them little by little. For example, something as simple as writing 3 important tasks for your day or focusing for just 20 or 30 minutes without distractions can already make a big difference. And when you repeat these small actions every day, they slowly become part of your routine. Another important idea is to be kind to yourself during the process. There will be days when you don't feel motivated, days when things don't go as planned, and that's completely normal. What really matters is not being perfect, but continuing even when it's difficult. Also, organizing your time is not only about being productive or doing more things. It's about creating a life that feels more balanced and less stressful. It's about having time not only for your responsibilities, but also for rest, for your hobbies, for your family, and for yourself. Because at the end of the day, time is your life. So how you use your time is how you live your life. That's why it's so important to be intentional with it. And finally, I want to leave you with a small reflection. Sometimes, the problem is not that we don't have time. Sometimes, the problem is that we don't decide how to use it. So today, you have a new opportunity to make a small change. And before we finish, I would like to ask you something. What is one small habit you can start today to organize your time better? Take a moment to think about it. You don't need to do everything, just start with one thing. Thank you so much for listening. It was a pleasure to be here with you today. See you next time.